Hello everybody and welcome to the midweek market update from Smack the Markets for the 29th of July. So far this week has been a very light news week. There's not been a great deal on the schedule for traders to get their teeth into. That may well change today. We've got probably one of the biggest events this week, which is the Fed interest rates announcements and the FOMC press conference afterwards. That's likely to create maybe a little bit more excitement in some of the index markets. Overall, the common themes of dollar weakness have continued. Very shallow action really in the US equity markets, and we've had a bit of profit taking in the metals. So let's take a look at how the markets have fared that we discussed on Monday and some of the opportunities that we're looking at going into the second half of the week. So coming across to the Dow first of all, let's have a look at this on the 4-hour time frame. So the levels that we discussed on Monday, the 26,500, the 26,300 and the 26,200 have been playing out very nicely as the market's been respecting those levels. The market did decline. It sort of pulled back under. It's retested 26,300. It's retested 26,200 overnight. I think here you can clearly see if we get below, the market seems to be putting in the structure of a short trend here on these mid time frames. If we get below 26,200 and take another swing below this, then we start to look for continued move to the short side, and these are starting to open up a little bit here now. So we've got another 200 pips down to 26,000, but more importantly, it's breaking quite a respected structure point on this market, and that could open up the floodgates for a bit more of a deeper retracement. Now, all sorts of things can happen, particularly in sort of light volume markets like we're seeing at the moment, and particularly when there's big news events coming around. So if we get a continued bullish momentum coming through, well then there's levels that have been respected before are still in play, which is 26,500 and 26,600 to the long side, and then 27,000 in the in extension. Now, these markets, we just like to trade intraday timeframes at this moment in time, particularly in the light volume sort of choppy conditions. Now, if we take a look at silver, on Monday, we were looking for a retracement back here in silver and a continuation of the overall major trend to the long side. Now, you can see what's happened. We've had that retracement here. The market sort of stabilized around this sort of 24 level here, and putting in quite a nice sort of consolidation around here. So again, sort of things that we'll be looking for is breaks above this sort of consolidation up here. If we get a break above here, we've got a relatively tight place for a stop underneath, and again continuing to focus on new opportunities or higher opportunities up here towards 26 and beyond. Gold is very similar. So gold has had profit taking as well. It's advanced a little bit more beyond what silver has, or recovered a little bit more than what silver has. Still consolidating sideways at this moment in time. Still the predominant direction is to the long side. Now, if we come to the Euro CAD, which we discussed on Monday, again, we're looking for opportunities here for the market to continue higher, particularly after it got through this 156 level on the daily time frame. The market's now sort of through that 156. We were looking for retracements and then continuation of this trend. The euro has been sort of particularly strong through this week so far, and now the market's sort of been consolidating here, as you can see, for the first half of this week underneath this 157 level. So again, the sort of thing that we'd look at here is a break above the highs here, because these two highs, these two rejection candles that we can see here, give us an area here of previous resistance. So getting above 157.20 with a stop underneath the low looks the sort of type of thing that we'll be looking for positioning going forward if we can get above there. So we still like EuroCAD to the long side, and as long as the consolidation here is continuing, it's starting to look a little bit more nicer, again allowing the geometry to catch up. So looking at new markets and new opportunities going into the second half of the week, there's a couple here. Well, there's quite a few here actually that we're looking at, but I think some of the better ones are Great British Pound against the yen. Now, this market, similar to Aussie yen, which is also very similar to this, is if we take a look at this from the higher time frames, Great British Pound has been particularly strong lately. We've also got quite a nice structure level through here that the market's just taken out on the daily time frame, and we've got a reasonable trend here. And the market's just sort of breaking out of this very sort of tight consolidation on the daily. So break above the high here, looking at moves up here. Well, the next sort of trading window looks here up towards that sort of 139.300 price point. So there's quite a distance to the long side for potential trading window. So there's a few markets there that we're keeping a close eye on going into the second half of the week. I certainly hope it helps and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.